Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to ITHive.org's live Saturday morning tech show, episode 58. Today we're going to talk about cell phone etiquette. So it'd be good. As you can see, of course, it's winter here in Canada, or at least in Ontario. Big country, but anyway, it's coming. Just a couple of things. First off, for my customers, you'll notice on your computers the icon for the monitoring software has changed, and this is a result of a company called Datto purchasing Autotask and them changing branding. So if you see a little lowercase d in the bottom of your corner, your screen, that's okay. That's supposed to be there. But like anything, and always, if you have questions, just ask me. So, cell phone etiquette. I did some research on etiquette and technology, and I found a lot of information. I didn't really run into anything really to do with cell phones, at least that I saw. And this is something that I experienced in my own personal life. And I did some thinking about this. I think when you are watching, or not watching, when you're, hello Caroline, when you are on the phone, right? Let's say you're texting somebody, okay, and you're in the presence of other people, okay. So this is what we're talking about. So you're in company, the physical presence of people, and then somebody texts you, okay? You got to treat that person that is texting you electronically from wherever they are, you got to treat that like if the person was actually there in the room with the people you're with, right? And so what does that mean? And why? Okay, well, let's cover the why first. Because here's the issue from an etiquette perspective, right? If you're physically in contact with other people and you're having another conversation with somebody else, right? From a social perspective, it's very similar to let's say technology wasn't involved, right? It'd be very similar to you sitting at the table and whispering in somebody's ear back and forth. You might not be talking about anyone else, or you might not be talking about other people at the table, but you're carrying on a secret conversation in the presence of other people, right? So, not inferring anything here, but this is the illusion, and that's why we have etiquette rules, so you don't offend people or make people upset. So this is what I was kind of getting at here. When you're with somebody, okay, physically with somebody, and somebody wants to chat with you, and you chat, there's a couple of things you can do to help with that relationship, okay? You could say, oh, hey, you know what? My sister's texting me, and she wants to know about so-and-so. Do you want to have a conversation with her? Right? So kind of open that door up, even though the person's talking electronically with you. See if the people that you're with want to have a conversation with that person, right? Or just, engage and let it not be a secret thing, right? So, and then that will put the people that you're with at ease, right? And also it involves them too, so they're not feeling like they're ignored or anything like that. And all of this stems from me, right? It's very ironic in my own family. I'm the tech, but I'm the one that doesn't really spend a lot of time on their phone, texting people and stuff like that. I mean, it's because that's what I do for a living all the time. But when I sit with other members of the family, right, and then they're texting with other people, it's kind of annoying because you're there and you're in their presence, and then they're you're not a priority whatever they're texting or whoever they're texting with is a priority, right? And you can resolve that whole issue by including the people that you're physically with in that conversation. Now, if you can't do that, right? Like, let's say the person wants to have a private conversation. They want to talk about something private or secret or whatever. Well, I shouldn't use the word secret. That's, nonsense. But they want to have a more, intimate conversation, let's say. Well, then what you can do there, right, is just excuse yourself from the room, leave the presence of the people that you're currently with, and go and have that private text conversation or voice conversation in private, right? Or in an intimate, more intimate setting. Because then you're signaling to the people that you're with that, hey, you know what? I need to have a one-on-one here, right? Excuse me, and I'll come back when I'm done, right? So I guess what I'm getting at is all the things that you would normally do socially with other people, right? If technology wasn't involved, we should still be doing today, right? So, so again, I'll just recap, right? If you're physically with people and somebody wants to text with you, either say, hey, I can't talk right now, or involve the people that you're with in that conversation, right? Or you go somewhere and have that private conversation. And then that resolves all the issue, right? And, I guess the other thing, too, here with this is that, the value, right? I think human contact, physical human contact, presence with people should override anything done through technology, right? That time you spend with people is valuable, and it should be held valuable, right? Now, I also agree that, in some circumstances, talking to people through technology, right, like I am doing now, there's also value as well, but it needs to be priority maybe at level 2, right? Not at level 1. And I think mentally for a lot of people what happens is that because technology is always that immediate thing, somebody sends them a message, they have this, I gotta respond right away, right? And then that trumps everything that they've got around them, right? And that's where I think things fall down, right? So, bring people in, involve the people that you're locally with in that conversation, right? There's lots of ways to do that. You can say, hey, you want a video chat? I'm sitting here with Chris, I'm sure he'd love to chat with you too, right? Stuff like that, right? And then you don't have those issues. So, anyway, that was my tidbit for today. Episode 58, in the snow. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I like doing this outside, but hopefully the wind hasn't been too noisy. It's kind of windy here. What's going to happen when it's minus 30? I'm going to be shaking the camera because I'm freezing cold. Hopefully not. We'll see. But, I think doing it outside is nice, so we'll continue to do that. Kind of adds a nice background. So anyway, to all my customers and my soon-to-be customers, it's what we do. We help people with technology, helping people navigate the pitfalls of technology through education and a relationship built in trust. That's the catch line. So, and we have a question. What happens when you're in a text conversation and somebody walks in? Well, that's a very good question. So, the thing that I would do there is, if somebody walks in, you can just simply just raise your head and say, "Oh, hey, I'm chatting with Cindy right now," or just not details or so, but just communicate to that person that was walking in. Let them know what you're doing, right? And if it's private and you don't want to do that, right? Then you should do, hey, you know what? I'm just having an intimate conversation right now, and then, you know, either do something about that. So the same kind of thing. Think of it the way you would do it if technology wasn't involved, right? Because so what you have to do is you have to explain what you're doing. Like, obviously, if you're sitting face to face with somebody having a private, intimate conversation, and somebody walks in, they're going to see that, and they'll know that, and then, you know, they'll get the cues that, okay, well, maybe, you know, I should give these people some time, or excuse me, you know, and then all that conversation will happen. But when you're doing that through technology, that's not evident. So it's upon you to communicate that to the people that are physically in contact with you, so that you make that clear. Does that help? Good answer? Just my thoughts. So, you know, the thing with all this is that, like always, right? If anyone has any comments or questions or, you know, discuss this issue a little bit further, by all means, if you're watching this video after the tape version, add some comments, ask some questions, right? Maybe there's some things that you know, I haven't thought of here, and we could talk about more. But I think it's important for us as a society and human beings to really understand the impact of technology and how it impacts us socially, right? You know, both on the negative side and the positive side, and what we can do as human beings to make technology positive in our lives and not negative, right? It's extremely important. So, anyway, got you there. I am wrapping up here for this Saturday. I think it's November 10th, right? Remembrance Day is tomorrow, right? And, you know, well, we should always remember wars past, right? And very, very important, because we don't want to go back there, right? You know, a world that's built on killing people is not a place I want to live in, right? I want to live in a world that's built on peace and getting over differences and understanding that we all belong in the human race, right? And that's where it should be at. All right, so enough said. Remember, tomorrow and always. Okay? Signing out. We'll see you all next Saturday. Happy, safe commuting. You know, 10 o'clock Eastern, Saturday morning. That's when I'm here. Got questions? Got something I want to talk about? Let me know in advance, right? And then we'll frame a live discussion on that. Okay? So, anyway, we'll talk to you all later.